Welcome back to Gas Diesel Garage, everyone. My name is Jack, and I'm here to make sure you don't get screwed by the dealer. So stay tuned. In today's episode of Gas Diesel Garage, we got in the shop the not so fast and furious Honda that's got a major problem. As you can see down here, see how that wheel is just cambered out? Well, it's not cambered out because of they want it like that. It's cambered out because the lower ball joint snapped right off the lower control arm, and then also damaging the left front drive axle. That's snapped in two also. So today I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to do the ball joint and put a new axle in it. So let's get started. As you can see, guys, ball joint ripped right off the hub. That is supposed to be in here. That's the ball, that's the joint. See how it ripped out the axle also when it snapped? So yes, we will be replacing that axle and that ball joint on both sides. Now of course, take your 32, pull out that axle nut. And of course we got to get the other piece that's still in the transmission. All we got to do is pop that out with a pry bar. Now of course we got to get that bolt out, or I'm sorry, that nut, so then we can hopefully bang it out. If not, we're going to press it out since we have to press the new one in. Now the next thing I need to do is take out that ABS dust cover, because as you see, it rides above that ball joint, and the ball joint needs to go up that way. So let's pull that out. Now of course you can take the ball joint out with it on the car, but I like to take it out of the car because I got all kinds of space to maneuver. Because you see that ball joint press, it's kind of long, and I'm on my back in the driveway doing this, but I can either use that or even take it to the shop and use an industrial press. But either way, we got to get that thing pressed out. Well, of course, I can't get that other piece out. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take that to the shop and get that pressed out with my industrial press. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get that other side off right now, and I'll meet you guys back at the shop. Well, okay, now we're back at the car. As you saw in the last couple of clips, we had to pound the old ones out, not use the press to press it out, because that press was absolutely way too big for the hubs themselves. Because if I would have used that, 9 times out of 10 I would have cracked the hubs, and that's a no bueno. So like I said, we pounded it out with a big old hammer, and yes, they will come out. Just throw it in a vise and you'll be good. Then we actually used the ball joint press to install them, which that made that a whole lot easier. And if you don't have a ball joint press, I will make sure I link in the description a way to get your hands on a ball joint press. They're not that much, so go ahead and invest in them. All right, got the fresh ball joints in. We actually cleaned up all the rust out of the ABS sensors and the ring, because it had a whole lot of rust in it. But we're not going to put those in just yet, because remember, we have a CV axle we need to put in first. You know, the one that's split in two because that ball joint snapped off. So let's go do that now. All right, got myself a brand new axle off of Amazon, of course. Link in the description below on how to get one. It's actually fairly cheap. Check it out. I did forget to mention, you didn't see this earlier on in the video because obviously the axle was already screwed up and broke down in there, so it's easy to slide out. But you got to take out this bolt right here that holds the strut in. It's a 17 on both sides, so pull that out and then we can slide that thing into that hole down there. right, now it's just a matter of just sliding this thing in and just locking it in place. You gotta slam it in pretty hard so you can hear the clicks. All right, that's in there. Make sure you put your bolt back in. Alright, now we can move on to putting the hub back on. Or spindle rather, sorry, spindle. Now we don't want to jam this thing on real tight because this thing does have a torque spec, so I'm just going to gently, you know, seat it just for right now. Okay. Alright, now the axle nut or spindle nut, what have you, is about 242 foot-pounds of torque. So let's grab this thing out, set this thing to 242. It's about right there. And to keep the thing from spinning, obviously put a pry bar in it to stop it. Hold till you click it. There you go. Got to hear the click. Alrighty. Now all we got to do is do the other side. Now it's time to test drive the not so fast and furious Honda Accord. See what we got.
Wait.
Well, there we go. Now you know how to put both lower ball joints in and replace your drive axle. And also too, if you want to get those parts pretty cheap, make sure you look in the description below for all the links to all those parts, because I promise you, you will get them cheaper than going to a parts store locally. And also too, make sure you check out Fast and Furious 9 in theaters Friday, because I know I'm going to. So with that being said, for Gas Diesel Garage, peace. So if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. And I promise you, if you leave a comment, I will answer you. Until next time, peace.